Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. All of you are warm welcome to your chemistry class C2. We will be starting with the unit 15, ammonia and its uses. This topic is for week number 6, 11th May 2020 to 15th May 2020. Subtopics to be covered in week number 6 are ammonia, preparation of ammonia by Haber process, properties of ammonia, uses of ammonia, eutrophication. And resources which are used to cover this topic is your chemistry book written by Christopher N. Prescott, Unit 15, page number 202 to 208. Educational video is also provided at the end of the lesson. You can also consult Chemistry Matters. And now methodology. Discussion and explanation of the topic is done through audio and visual aids. Diagrams are also given for more conceptual clearance. Education videos are also provided at the end of the lesson, which will be more helpful for better understanding of topic. When the topic will be completed, a homework assignment is also given which you need to solve. Now the objectives. By the end of the lesson, students will be able to describe the use of nitrogen from air and hydrogen from cracking oil in the manufacture of ammonia. State that some chemical reactions are reversible, for example, manufacture of ammonia. Describe and explain the essential conditions for the manufacture of ammonia by the Haber process. Describe the use of nitrogenous fertilizers in promoting plant growth and crop yield. Compare nitrogen content of salts used for fertilizers by calculating percentage basis. Describe eutrophication and water pollution problems caused by nitrates leaching from farmland and explain why the high solubility of nitrates increases these problems. Describe the displacement of ammonia from its salts and explain why adding calcium hydroxide to soil can cause the loss of nitrogen from added nitrogenous fertilizers. Now let's start our topic, ammonia. What is ammonia? Ammonia is an important compound in the manufacture of fertilizers and other chemicals such as cleaning fluids and floor waxes. You know that ammonia is an alkaline gas. It is made by the combination of nitrogen and hydrogen, and that is important compound for the manufacture of fertilizers. The major use of ammonia is in making of fertilizers and other chemicals such as cleaning fluids and floor waxes. It is made industrially by reacting nitrogen and hydrogen in the Haber process. It is a reversible reaction, so it never goes to completion. Why is this a problem for companies making ammonia? So we have to discuss all that ammonia is manufactured by Haber process. We will also discuss about the reversible reactions and how the companies tackle this problem. That is a reversible reaction, how it is tackled. Now let's discuss manufacturing ammonia by Haber process. Ammonia has many uses. It is manufactured industrially by the Haber process. Now the raw materials which are required to prepare ammonia, that is nitrogen and hydrogen. The source of nitrogen is air, and that is obtained by fraction distillation of air. You know about the fraction distillation of air, that is the separation of different miscible liquids and gases on the basis of their boiling points. And next is the hydrogen. Source of hydrogen is methane. By reacting methane with steam, or it can also be obtained from cracking of petroleum. Hydrogen have different sources. Number one is the reaction of methane with steam, then hydrogen is obtained. Another method is the cracking of petroleum. Cracking is a term which will be studied in detail in the next chapters, that is in organic chemistry. Over here we only discuss about its definition. That is, when we define the cracking, the decomposition of big hydrocarbon, means bigger molecules, into smaller molecules by heating in the presence of catalysts such as silica or alumina and in the absence of oxygen. This is called cracking. Now what is the Haber process? Nitrogen and hydrogen is reacted together in the presence of iron catalyst Fe2O3 to form ammonia. Over here again there is a term catalyst. You know that a catalyst is a substance which increases the rate of chemical reaction without itself being chemically changed at the end of the reaction. Now the reaction is N2 plus 3H2 will give 2NH3. It is a reversible chemical reaction and it does not go to 100% completion. Catalyst use, you know that Fe2O3, it only speeds up the reaction and does not change its yield. And the conditions which are required to complete this reaction, that is temperature of 450 degrees centigrade and pressure of 200 atmospheric pressure. Now the Haber process for producing ammonia. The production of ammonia is a very important process as it is used to make fertilizers to grow more food crops. You know this. Ammonia is made from nitrogen which is removed from the air, hydrogen made from methane, that is natural gas. The Haber process is a reversible reaction where both reactants and the products are gases. Over here there is a term reversible reaction. Reversible reactions are those reactions which proceeds in both directions, that is in forward direction as well as in the reversible reactions. There are two types of reactions, reversible reactions and irreversible reactions. Reversible reactions are those which proceeds in both directions, forward as well as backward direction. Now the reaction, production of ammonia from nitrogen and hydrogen. Look at this diagram. Over here one molecule of nitrogen reacts with 3 molecules of hydrogen and produce 2 molecules of ammonia, and this sign is the sign of reversible reaction. This symbol is for reversible reaction. Now look at this reaction, forward reaction in which hydrogen and nitrogen they react together to make ammonia, that is an exothermic reaction. But the reverse reaction in which ammonia makes hydrogen and nitrogen again, that is an endothermic reaction. As both reactions are happening at once, in this reaction the forward reaction is exothermic, generates heat, then the reverse reaction is endothermic, that means absorbs heat by the same degree. So in such reactions, when the reaction is reversible reaction, if the forward reaction is exothermic, then the reverse reaction is endothermic. And the adjacent figure shows how the formation of ammonia is an exothermic reaction. Now let's discuss Haber process in detail. At stage 1, hydrogen and nitrogen are obtained from natural gas and the air respectively and are pumped into the compressor through pipes. At stage 2, the gases are compressed to about 200 atmosphere inside the compressor. At stage 3, the pressurized gases are pumped into a tank containing layers of catalytic iron beads at a temperature of 450 degrees centigrade. Some of the hydrogen and nitrogen react to form ammonia. Then at stage 4, these unreacted hydrogen and nitrogen end product ammonia pass into a cooling tank. The ammonia is liquefied in the cooling tank and removed to pressurized storage vessels. At the last stage, stage 5, unreacted hydrogen and nitrogen gases are recycled back into the system and start over again. Now we will study about effect of temperature. As we know that formation of ammonia by the Haber process is reversible reaction in which forward reaction is exothermic. Now we will discuss the effect of temperature on formation of ammonia. Because the forward reaction is exothermic, releases heat, the percentage yield of ammonia is greater at low temperature. Now what is the percentage yield? The amount of product made in a reaction is called the yield and is usually expressed as percentage. The yield of ammonia produced by the Haber process depends on two factors, temperature and pressure. Okay, the ammonia molecules tend to split up again at high temperature. That is another again problem, that at high temperature ammonia molecules they split up into nitrogen and hydrogen again. So it would seem that the temperature needs to be low. But with low temperature, what is the problem? Low temperature make the rate of reaction slow, so you would have to wait a long time. So A high temperature 450 degrees centigrade is actually used to make the ammonia faster even though the yield is lower. Now let's discuss the effect of pressure. We know that in Haber process the formation of ammonia is a reversible reaction, so pressure has a great effect on formation of ammonia. In this we can see that 4 molecules are on the reactant side and the 2 molecules are on the product side. When we increase the pressure, the reaction move in the forward side where there are lesser number of molecules. So because the forward reaction produces a smaller number of molecules, a higher pressure makes a larger yield of ammonia. But using a high pressure means much stronger and more expensive pipes and reaction vessels are needed. So a medium pressure of 200 atmospheres is used. Now look at this graph. There is a graph between yield of ammonia and pressure in atmospheres. For this Haber process, the optimum temperature is 450 degrees centigrade and the pressure is 200 atmosphere. According to these reaction conditions, the yield of ammonia is about 30%. That by using these reaction conditions, the yield of ammonia is 30%. And over here we are using the iron as a catalyst which is used to speed up the reaction. So the compromise solution is the temperature is low enough for a reasonable yield but high enough for a fast reaction. And for about pressure, low enough not need expensive reinforced apparatus but high enough to give a reasonable yield. Now next is the properties of ammonia. Ammonia is a colorless gas with pungent smell. It is less dense than air and is therefore collected by downward displacement of air. Next is it reacts with hydrogen chloride gas to form a white smoke. That is NH3 plus HCl. When they react together they form ammonium chloride which is white smoke. This reaction can also be used to test ammonia. Ammonia is highly soluble in water. It reacts with acids to form salts. Just like the reaction of ammonia with nitric acid, it produces ammonium nitrate which is a salt. Now the uses of ammonia in industries. It is used in fertilizer industry, petroleum industry, mining industry, rubber industry, paper industry and leather industry. Now let's discuss ammonia as a fertilizer. We know that fertilizers is any substance that is added to the soil to make it more fertile. Fertilizers are mostly nitrogenous substances. It contains nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium in it. Now let's see what is the role of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium in plant growth. Nitrogen, plants need nitrogen for making chlorophyll and proteins and hence increase the overall crop yield. Phosphorus, the plants require phosphorus to have stronger root system. It also helps in ripening of fruits and seeds. And potassium, the plants require potassium to fight against frost and diseases. Now some common fertilizers: ammonium nitrate, potassium sulfate, ammonium sulfate and ammonium phosphate. These are some common fertilizers. Next is the reactions to make fertilizers, that how these fertilizers are made, that is by the reaction of ammonia with nitric acid, ammonium nitrate, by the reaction of ammonia with sulfuric acid, ammonium sulfate. These are two fertilizers which are made by the reaction of ammonia with nitric acid and the reaction of ammonia with sulfuric acid. Now let's discuss NPK fertilizers. Think about it. What can be NPK fertilizers? Yes, you are correct. Fertilizers that contain nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium in it, they are called NPK fertilizers. Over here N stands for nitrogen, P stands for phosphorus and K stands for potassium. Fertilizers compounds contain the following water soluble ions. Now the ions which are produced by fertilizers, they are ammonium ions NH4 plus and nitrate ions NO3 minus. They are source of soluble nitrogen. Phosphate ions are a source of soluble phosphorus. And most common potassium compounds dissolve in water to produce potassium ions. Now let's discuss displacement of ammonia. That is very important reaction. Ammonia can be displaced from its salts by the addition of an alkali substance. Farmers regularly add basic substances such as calcium hydroxide to their soil to neutralize any excess soil acidity. You know this, that usually farmers add basic substances, and most common is calcium hydroxide to their soil to neutralize any excess soil acidity. Now, what is the effect of adding this calcium hydroxide in the soil? That if too much of the basic substance is added, or if it has been added too soon after fertilizer has been added, then an ammonia displacement reaction may occur. This involves the loss of nitrogen from the fertilizers, nullifying its effectiveness as a fertilizer. For example, the salt ammonium chloride is used extensively in fertilizers and reacts with calcium hydroxide, and the reaction will be ammonium chloride plus calcium hydroxide. It will give calcium chloride plus ammonia plus water. So you can see that by adding the ammonium salts with the alkalis, then ammonia is released, so decreasing the content of ammonia in the soil. Now, comparing nitrogen content, different fertilizers are compared in order to see which fertilizer contains more nitrogen. Let's compare ammonium sulfate with urea, and the formula which is used to find out the percentage mass is equal to total mass of element divided by total mass of compound into 100. Now, first of all, find out the mass of nitrogen in ammonium sulfate by using the same formula. 14 into 2, 14 is the mass of nitrogen multiplied by 2 and divided by total mass of compound into 100. That is equal to 21.2% of nitrogen. That ammonium sulfate contains 21.2% of nitrogen. Now, next is urea. 46.7% of nitrogen is present in urea, which we have found by using the same previous formula. Hence, urea is a better fertilizer because it contains more nitrogen. Now, the next topic is eutrophication. What is eutrophication? As we know, nitrates are highly soluble in water. Hence, when used as a fertilizer for crops, excessive amount of nitrate travels with water to the river and canals. Nitrate is helpful for growth of algae. Algae covers the whole area, thus blocking sunlight and oxygen to aquatic plant and life. And ultimately, underwater vegetation dies and decays. Moreover, its contents mixes with hemoglobin and may cause severe illness. Now, the recap of the lesson. Hydrogen and nitrogen are obtained from natural gas and the air respectively, and are pumped into the compressor through pipes. And the reaction conditions which are maintained for this reaction is 400 to 450 degrees centigrade temperature, 200 atmospheric pressure, and iron is used as a catalyst. Then gases are cooled and ammonia turns to liquid, and that is sent to storage tank. Unreacted gases are recycled. Now, video links are given. You have to watch them for more understanding of topic.